I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but I just felt a need to share, and it comes from this specific text effect right here. Now watch. When I drag my playhead forward, for one, I want you to notice that we have a decimal to the right of our timer here that is counting up in milliseconds and not frames. And when we jump to the hour mark on the timer, our total number of characters on screen goes up as well. And so you might think, well, did you just do a write-on animation? No. This is done through expressions and variables. Now, I promise this gets cool pretty quickly, so bear with me and let me explain. If you didn't know, in DaVinci Resolve, when I click on a node and I hover over to one of the properties, in the bottom left-hand corner, it will tell you the name of that property. So each property that we can change here on our nodes has a variable associated with it. So let me disable our text here real quick for just a moment. If for our little square here, if I wanted our width to be the exact same as our height, well, what I could do is this. I can right click, hit expression, and then I could hover over our width here and see that it says S rectangle 1.width and type that in, or just use our pick whip and set the variables equal to each other. And now when I change the width, it changes the height and width at the same time. Now this is fairly common knowledge, but DaVinci Resolve also has a library of built-in variables. So for instance, I go to the angle here, and what I can do is instead of right clicking and hitting expression, I can go to that field, enter an equals, hit enter, and then type in one of those variables like time. And now as I move my playhead forward, you'll see our angle changes with the frame. So if I'm on frame 37, our angle changes to be 37 degrees. So if I want to go back to our text here and display our current time plus milliseconds, well, I could do something like this. I could delete our text here, right click, add an expression, and then type in something like time divided by comp colon get prefs parentheses comp dot frame format dot rate. And now we see our current second and milliseconds in frame, because what I've done here with this long convoluted expression is get the frame rate of our composition. So this is a great starting point, but we're going to extrapolate this to some more practical use cases. And if you need some help, there are actually a ton of really cool online resources for useful expressions. I'll go ahead and link all of these in the description, but JRTV has one, Jake Whip has some common ones. There's another cool list here by another DaVinci Resolve blog, William Justice has one. And when in doubt, you might be surprised to find that good old DaVinci Resolve has an entire manual of all of their expressions. To access this menu at any time, go to DaVinci Resolve, go up to Help, DaVinci Resolve Reference Manual. If there is any takeaway from this video outside of expressions, it's just to be aware of this reference manual because it's pretty darn helpful. But that's not what I want to show off today. This system is very powerful for setting up some really cool relationships between different properties, but you can make this 400 times more dynamic with this, a colon. This little character right here will tell DaVinci Resolve, specifically the Fusion page, to begin reading what you type in a line-by-line format, giving you the ability to set up variables. Now, if you don't have a coding background, don't be alarmed. I'm going to show off in just a moment why this is still really cool for you. But if you do know what I'm talking about, we can apply this to Fusion in some very cool ways. For instance, we could set up a variable that says, as soon as our rectangle gets past a certain angle, change the opacity to be 0. Let's say that when our rectangle hits 30 degrees, we want it to go transparent. So let me go ahead and disable the text node real quick. If you didn't know, you can hit Control P in Fusion to pass through nodes. If I click on my rectangle node, I can go over to the angle and see that our angle variable is S rectangle 1.angle. So I can do something like this. Oh, and by the way, if this interface doesn't look familiar to you, this is Notepad++. There are a lot of great text editing programs out there. I just like this one because it's simple and it's free. But I can do something like this. I could say A equals S rectangle 1.angle. And now because I've added the colon, not only am I allowed to set up this variable, but I could do something like this. I can say if A is less than 30, and real quick, the language that DaVinci Resolve uses is Lua. It's Lua based. So we go up to the language menu, go to L, Lua, to begin to color code what we're doing. So we can say, then return, lowercase r, return 1. Else, return 0, end. This says, grab the angle. If it's less than 30, keep the value at 1, else change opacity to 0. So what we can do is I can copy this, go over to the Style tab on our rectangle shape, set an expression for our opacity, and paste this in. Now, if we've done things correctly, this should stay at 1 as we rotate along, but as soon as we go past 30, it goes to 0. How freaking cool is that? And that takes us all the way full circle to what I was describing earlier with our text. So go ahead and make our rectangle a little bit smaller real quick. So what I was looking to do is I wanted to create a timer that didn't count up in frames, but milliseconds. And also, as soon as it hit the hour mark, it added that extra variable so that I didn't have to keyframe on new variables. And that ended up looking like this right here. So if I change the language to Lua, we were able to set up a little script that did that for us. And by we, I mean Mr. Orson Lord. So Orson, if you're watching this, big shout out to you. Thank you for the help and the assist. And here's the best part. And if you stuck around to the end here, I have a secret to share with you. I don't know how to do this. I'm going to speak for Orson, and I'm going to say that Orson isn't a master of Lua either. So you don't need to understand how to call the math library. You don't necessarily need to understand the notation for formatting different variables inside your expressions. But what you can do is this. You can go to ChatGPT and ask it to do it for you. So you could say, hey, ChatGPT, I need to build out a counting timer in the Fusion page of DaVinci Resolve. I'd like this timer to start with the format of minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. I don't want that to be a frame number. I want it to be in milliseconds. As soon as the timer reaches the hour mark, have it increment to be the format of hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Please format this in a way that I can copy and paste it into Fusion as a text entry. And would you look at that? We are pretty stinking close to being the same. Now, my prompt this go around wasn't quite as good, so we didn't get quite the same prompt, but I can take this, hit Control-C, copy, go back into Fusion, go to that text field, go to the expression field, paste it in, go. Have a counting timer right there. Hope this was helpful for you guys. If you are somebody who is just starting out your DaVinci Resolve journey, we've just launched a full essentials course with Bring Your Laptop. There'll be a link in the description.